guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, as you guys saw by the title, I'm going to be doing 23 books that I need to read in 2023. So I had just been seeing a lot of booktubers that I follow, that I am subscribed to, doing this video, and I figured it would be fun. Most of these books that I'm going to show you guys, the 23 books I want to read in 2023, are from my physical TBR, because I literally need to lower down my physical TBR next year. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. I might do a reading vlog for it. I mean, but it is 23 books, so maybe like parts of a reading vlog. I feel like that would be fun, but let's just jump right into it. First book that I want to read is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I want to give this author a shot. This is about a small town guy and a city girl. The city girl has been through it. I think she's getting through a divorce and her car breaks down, and the hero is the person that saves her, and he is sweet and attentive and everything that her ex wasn't. So I'm kind of excited. I've seen quotes, I've seen so many good reviews, and I think this is gonna be a good one, and I definitely want to get to it in 2023. Next, I want to read the Dreamland Billionaire series in 2023. I have had these books since my birthday, because that's when I got them this year in May, and I still haven't read them. My book bestie Janelle has read them and she has loved them, and I just need to get to it. The third book comes out in January. If you guys haven't seen my anticipated releases for 2023 for quarter one, I will link it up in the cards for you guys to click and check out after this video. I have heard a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people hate this book. So we'll see. We'll see if Lauren Asher is for me. Another series that I want to get to is Addicted / Calloway series. I actually own Addicted to You. This is a recent buy for me. I just want to read this series because I've heard so many good things. Like, this has been recommended, and I just see all like the reels and book talk videos and the aesthetic Pinterest boards and just so many things about this series, and there's so many memes and art for these characters, and it's very found family. I want to be a part of it. I want to join the family, okay? And I think I will like this series. Hopefully, who knows? Another book that I have to absolutely get to in 2023 is A Love Letter to Whiskey by Kandi Steiner. I really want to read this book. It's the 5th anniversary edition, so there's extra content at the end from the hero's perspective. But listen here. Today, I finished The Christmas Blanket by Kandi Steiner, and I teared up twice. I didn't full on cry, but like there were tears in my eyes, and I had to like wipe my eyes twice while I was reading that. And that's only a novella. So imagine this thick ass book. Like, imagine maybe I'll cry. I don't know. It might just be super frustrating. The Christmas Blanket was a little bit frustrating, but it was also like so heartbreaking, but it was also like so beautiful. And I am hoping that this book is the same. Another chunker, I want to read the Barkener series. I have read book 1, gave it 3 stars, but that was such a long time ago. I don't even know if it was this year or I think it was last year I read it, but I do want to read it. This is the entire series, and I will be reading it from this. So hopefully, oh my God, the letters are so tiny. But I do want to read it. I also want to enter my fantasy era in 2023, and this is a fae romance. I've heard good things. I'm not sure why I gave the first book 3 stars. I mean, I enjoyed it, obviously, but I don't know why I didn't love it. Maybe I wasn't in the right headspace, but I definitely want to read this in 2023. Then I definitely want to get to Get a Life, Chloe Brown, but specifically the Brown Sister series, the trilogy. There's 3 books in this series, and I want to get to it in 2023 just because I own it. I've been wanting to. I heard the spice is really good. I really want to get this off my shelves and annotate it possibly, and I've just heard nothing but great things. And my book bestie in my book club, she wants me to read this. I know she does. Then of course I want to read Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I honestly just need to read Kennedy Ryan in 2023, period. Again, I haven't read any of her books. I heard her books are emotional. Her audios are even better. I can't remember who narrates her books, but I've heard nothing but great things. I'm low-key excited. I just know. I feel like I've been putting off Kennedy Ryan because I know that I will love her, and I know that she's gonna break my heart. So yeah. Talking about my fantasy era, I do want to reread the ACOTAR series. That's it. In 2023, I want to reread it. And I also want to read the Crescent City duology. I think the 3rd book comes out next year, so I want to read this for sure. I forgot to add that I want to read Throne of Glass as well, and that would make my list 24 books, but just pretend I didn't say that, but just know low-key, I'm gonna read Throne of Glass as well. Next book that I want to get to in 2023 is 6 Feet Under by Whitney Barbetti. It just sounds so good. Like, I read a little bit of the back before I started this video, and I feel like this is gonna be an angsty, wild ride. So I really want to get to it. This is a new author to me, and if it's a great author, I want to let you guys know. It says, 6 wasn't the hero I needed, but he was the man I wanted, and it was my selfish craving, the desire to own him, that would be our undoing. Is the female character the stalker? Is she the obsessed one? I am here for it. I also want to read Skin of the Night by C.K. Bennett. I just feel like this is going to be a smutty good time, and it is a lawyer romance, which I absolutely love. I think both hero and heroine are lawyers, and they have to play nice? I don't even know. Hold on, let me see. A modern woman scares people, her drive, her ambition, her independence. She's an enigma, and people often hate what they don't understand. But to William, she's the perfect woman, and he will stop at nothing to solve the mystery of her. Kara is a top law student in London. She's got her life together and is dead set on realizing her ambitions, so finding a romantic partner is not among her priorities, at least for now. Besides, she's whole all on her own. She doesn't need a man in order to feel complete. With loyal, genuine friends, a supportive family, and an overall comfortable lifestyle, Kara is happy with her life as it is. So when William crosses her path, it throws a real spanner in the works. The dashing lawyer boasts the most merciless tongue Kara has ever come across, whether it's in debate or in bed. Blunt and sharply clever, William ticks every box and even adds some of his own, things Kara never knew she desired in a man. Before long, he puts her convictions on trial, and he drives a ferocious prosecution. Kara finds it hard to resist him, but being together could have disastrous consequences. If William wins the trial, she may lose more than just her heart. Packed with complex characters, steamy scenes, and cheeky dialogue, the Night series is sure to bring you on a journey of laughter, frustration, tears, and deep reflection you won't forget anytime soon. Sounds good to me. Next up, I want to read Rafe. This is a buff male nanny, and it is a shorter one, so I feel like this will be easy for me to read, and I've heard it's a smutty good time, and I hear that the hero is obsessed. I want to read Rebekah Witherspoon. This will be my first book by her, so a new author to me. There's a quote on it that says, "Gimme, people you know on Twitter." Next up, I know. I want to read Magnolia Parks. I just need to know what all the hype is about. I really just need to know what all the hype is about. And this is about Magnolia and BJ and their toxic romance, but they're like soulmates. They just can't get over themselves. Yeah, I just want to see what it's all about. I also really like the back. I feel like not a lot of people show the back of the book, but there's like photos, and it's like set in London high society. And I know there's an Instagram where the creator shows the actual outfits in this book, because Jessa Hastings likes to actually put the actual like Gucci product or Gucci clothing or Louis Vuitton or shit like that. So I want to make sure I find that account and maybe print some out and annotate this book. Oh, I just flipped to some text messages. I love the change in format. I'm excited, but I'm also nervous. Next up, I want to read Belladonna. Like, I just need to know what the hype is about. And the cover is beautiful. I'm here for what I think this book is gonna bring. Next up, I want to read Dark Notes by Pam Godwin. This is a student teacher forbidden romance with some BDSM elements. Honestly, at this point, I just need to get to Pam Godwin in general. Did I read Sea of Ruin in 2022? I did not. But I will be reading that too in 2023. But honestly, just Pam Godwin in general, and this book I feel like I'm gonna read first, and I'm super excited. Then I want to read Filthy by Serena Akeroyd. Basically, just the Filthy series in general. This is a mafia romance, and I want to get into my mafia romance era again. I feel like I had been reading mafia for so long at some point, and then I just kind of stopped, and I need to hop back on this train. I own this. It is the first book in the 5 Points Mob series. I've heard good things about this series. I haven't heard great things about the later books in this series, but I think it's Irish Mafia as well, so I'm here for it. Then I have Sweet Filthy Boy by Christina Lauren. This whole series has been on my physical TBR for too long. Since like I first started my book journey, and I just need to get to it. I think I'm a little intimidated because I haven't heard the greatest things, but I need to read at least the first book so I can tell whether I'm going to keep the rest of the series. So if I'm going to continue it, if I'm going to DNF it. So I definitely need to get to this, and I heard this is one of Christina Lauren's spicy series, so I just need to dive into it. Then I have the Cruel Prince book and series. I want to read the Folk of the Air series. I think that's what it's called. Is it? Is it called that? No, it's just the Cruel Prince series. This is going to be part of a read-along, so I'm definitely going to get to it in 2023, early 2023, because the read-along is in January, and I'm excited. This might be my first fantasy of 2023, and I'm here for it. I've seen art, I've seen reviews, I've seen quotes, I've just seen it all, and I want to be part of the world. I want to be part of the hype. Then, to no surprise, I want to continue and finish the Devil's Night series in 2023. I have to finish this series in 2023 because otherwise I'm gonna let y'all cancel me. Like, oops, I did not mean to throw that book. I literally did not. But my legs are asleep, girl. But yes, basically I just need to finish this series in 2023. It's been long enough. And I feel like here soon I'm gonna be in this sort of vibe. And I need to get to it. I need to get to it. It's just so unhinged. It's just so unhinged. Next, I want to read Marriage for One by Ella Maise. I need to read Ella Maise in general. I know she has a single dad romance, but this one specifically I want to read because it's on my physical TBR. And it's like a tragedy romance, or like it's sad towards the end. I mean, the hero's name is Jack and the heroine's name is Rose. Like, how much more tragic can it get? Oh my god, both my legs are asleep. Both my legs are asleep, y'all. I don't want to move them. It hurts. Literally. Moving on, I got 3 more books. I have Bitter Heat by Maya Knight. This was on a monthly TBR in 2022. I can't remember what month, but I didn't end up getting to it because I had seen that the sequel, the next book in this series, hadn't come out yet in like 5 or like just a ridiculous amount of years, and I was like, I'm not gonna read something that might not end in a happily ever after and continue to wait for the next book, because honestly I don't know if this ends in an HEA, so I was kind of iffy on reading it, but I do want to get to it in 2023 because I have heard, can't remember exactly who said, but they said that the second book is finally coming out in 2023, so I need to read this before then. Then I need to read The Predator, basically the Dark Verse series. This might be one of the first ones that I read in 2023. It is a mafia romance. I've heard nothing but great things. I think the author does a great job with the covers, with the art on the inside. And this is the shortest one out of the series, so I feel like it's going to be a nice introduction to this world, but I just can't wait. I've heard nothing but great things. I feel like I've said that about every single book, but it's true because I listen to what people say. I read people's reviews, and I think this is just going to be up my alley. I'm not even gonna read the back, and I'm just gonna go in blind. And I'm here for the dark mafia romance. I think this one is forbidden if I've heard correctly. I'm here for the dark possessive alpha asshole heroes. You know? Last book that I want to read in 2023. Well, it's not the last book that I want to read for 2023. The 23rd book that I want to read in 2023 is King of Battle and Blood. This is, again, in my fantasy era, and it's also smutty. So I feel like this is going to be an easy fantasy to get into because I feel like people say it's more smut than plot, and I'm here for it. It could be like my intro to my fantasy era. That way I don't have to like jump into hello world building. And I also want to get a feel for Scarlett St. Clair's writing because I know that she wrote that Hades and Persephone series, but I think I tried to read the Hades and Persephone series, the first book, the ones in Persephone's point of view, and I DNF'd it because I just couldn't. I don't know, I couldn't get into it, but I know that she dropped the same series in the hero's point of view. She should have just done dual POV, but that's just me. So yeah, this one hopefully is better than what I've previously read from her. Those are all 23 books that I want to read in the month of 2023. Let me know down below if you've read any of these or which ones I should read first or which ones were you vibing with. I definitely want to do some more content based on these 23 books that I selected. Either reading vlogs, one whole reading vlog. I think that might just be a too long reading vlog, so maybe like a couple of reading vlogs. I think that would be fun just to see what I thought of them. But that is all for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.